Altergeist is a control deck that got a lot of their monsters reprinted in Maximum Gold Eldorado. Up first is 3 Altergeist Multi-Faker. This is probably your most important card, because when you activate a trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then if this card is special summoned, you can special summon an Altergeist monster from your deck in defense position. So this helps you to get out your interruption and just more advantage. 3 Altergeist Meluseek. This card can attack directly, and when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a card your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. This helps for removal, and also if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add an Altergeist monster from your deck to your hand, which is, good for your multi-faker as well. 3 Altergeist Marionetter. When this one's normal summon, you can set an Altergeist trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. So this helps you to get more traps and better effect ones. You can also target an Altergeist card you control and one Altergeist monster in your graveyard. Send that card to the grave, and if you do, special summon the other monster from your grave. So this helps for recursion as well. 3 Altergeist Silcutis. Quick effect, you can return one other Altergeist card you control to the hand and target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. And then also, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target an Altergeist trap in your grave, add that card to your hand. So this helps to recur your traps, and then also for your interruption, your main interruption. 2 Altergeist Compulsory. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, if you control an Altergeist card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that attack. And then if this card is special summoned, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate the effects of that card while it and this monster are face-up on the field. So this helps to stall most of the time. 3 Pot of Desires. Banish the 10 cards from the top of your deck face down, draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Pot of Desires per turn. This one is nice to get more advantage, of course, and to give more access to multi-faker. And then most of the cards we run are at 3, so it's not a huge problem to banish a couple of them. 3 Pot of Duality, because you don't always need to special summon. So you can activate the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand. So this helps you search your deck. And for the traps, 3 Personal Spoofing. Once per turn, you can shuffle an Altergeist card from your hand, or face up from your field in the main deck. Add 1 Altergeist monster from your deck to your hand. So this can get any Altergeist card you might want. 3 Altergeist Protocol. The activation effects of Altergeist cards activated in your field cannot be negated, which is kind of nice. And then also, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send one other face-up Altergeist card you control to the grave, negate the activation, and if you do destroy it, this helps to negate any of your opponent's monsters that might be problematic. 3 Altergeist Manifestation. Target an Altergeist monster in your graveyard, special summon it in attack position, and if you do, equip it with this card. And then also, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target an Altergeist trap in your grave, add it to your hand. So this is just recursion from both monsters and traps. 2 Titanocider. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls, so special summon from the extra deck, change its attack to 0. If you do, negate its effects. This helps to negate more of your opponent's monsters. And then also, it can recur itself by if your opponent special summons monster from the extra deck while this card's in the graveyard. Except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, set this card. Same thing with Lost Wind. You can set this card when your opponent special summons from the extra deck. And then also, you can target face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effect, and its original attack is halved. This also helps to get over certain monsters. 3 Compulsory Evacuation device. Target a monster on the field, return that target to the hand. 3 Fiendish Chain. Negate a effect monster on the field, and then also that face-up monster cannot attack. And then also, these are mostly negating monster effects, so you can play second or just interrupt your opponent more. And for the extra deck, 3 Altergeist Hexstia. Requires 2 Altergeist monsters, gains attack equal to the original attack of each Altergeist monster at points 2. And then when a spell or trap card effect is activated, you can tribute an Altergeist monster this card points to, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So that's also nice for negating the other side of spell and traps. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add an Altergeist card from your deck to your hand. It's also just good for search power. 1 Altergeist Kildolga. It also requires 2 Altergeist monster. And then when another Altergeist monster control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one monster in their graveyard, special summon it to your zone this card points to. So this can potentially get more attack damage in if your opponent has the correct monster in their graveyard. And then if this card is destroyed by battle, you can target an Altergeist card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So this you might make if you want to get something from your graveyard instead of the deck. One Altergeist Primebanshee. It's a Link 3. During the main phase, you contribute one other Altergeist monster, special summon an Altergeist monster from your deck to your zone. This card points to. If this card is sent from the field to grave, you can target an Altergeist card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. It also can get cards from your graveyard, and then usually special summon Altergeist Multifaker to get more advantage onto the field. And one of the new cards from Brothers of Legend is Altergeist Memorygant. This is a Link 4. It's kind of a new boss monster for them. During the battle phase, you contribute one other monster. This card gains attack equal to the attack of the attributed monster had on the field, so this can get pretty big. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy a monster your opponent controls, and if you do, this card can make a second attack in a row, so you can do more damage. And then it has a protection effect where you can banish a monster from your grave instead if it would be destroyed, which is also pretty nice. One Linkuriboh to use for the Miloseek to get it into the grave, and then potentially negate attack, basically, on your opponent's turn. And also one Salamangreat Almirage for the Miloseek. And that's the deck at only $29.15. It's a fun control deck, at least for you. And it's been pretty cheap after these recent reprints. Thanks for watching.